Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So a lot of you have been asking for a tutorial on how I do my hair in the sort of beach waves. So that's what this video is going to be, how I do my no heat beach waves. I've been trying really hard not to heat style my hair on a daily basis. I had to have 4 inches cut off my hair not that long ago. I was heat styling way too much. I have blonde in my hair and it's sort of a slippery slope for damage, so I'm trying really hard not to heat style it. My hair texture is really weird. It's not straight, it's not curly, I say it's fuzzy. So the beach wave look really works for my hair texture. If I flat iron it, it still gets fuzzy. When I wear it curly, it looks great. It stays curly for a long time. However, it's just a lot of heat damage. So I started doing this because I usually wash my hair and shower and stuff at nighttime. I get a lot of like nail dust on me throughout the day and like glitter and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I like to shower that off at night. Also, I'm not a morning person. So I started doing this as like a time saver for the morning, and I found like my hair has improved. It feels healthier. It's actually like semi-shiny, which is hard to achieve with a blonde. So it's really working for me, and a lot of my clients have been asking. I know you guys have been asking, so I thought I would break it down for you guys step by step on how to do it. It's super, super easy. I am not a hairdresser, nor do I claim to be, so if I can do it, anyone can do it. If you can do a simple, just plain old braid, you can do this, because it doesn't even have to look good. You're just going to sleep with your hair in some braids. So if you want to see how I do the no heat beach waves, stay tuned. Okay, so I've got my hair freshly washed in my Turby twist. My sister got me these like so many years ago for Christmas. They're like microfiber hair drying towels. They're amazing. I love them. I can't live without them. So what you'll need is, or what I use, I should say, because you could use variations of different products, but this is what I use for this process. So I use the Schwarzkopf Repair Rescue sealed ends. So this is like a split end mender. And then I use the No Blow Dry Just Right cream by Redken. They have 3 different ones. This is the one for medium hair, so they have fine, medium, and coarse. And then I use a serum as well. So this is the Tigi Catwalk Curl Collection Curlesque Defining Serum. Any serum will work, and that's only if you have dry ends. I just work that through the ends so that it's not like fuzzy on the ends. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my hair out of my Turby twist. It's been in this for a while, so it's not like sopping wet. So I'm going to take it out of that and brush it out, and then I'll be back. Okay, now that I've got my hair all brushed out, which takes forever, which is why I didn't do it in front of you guys, because it takes like 20 minutes to brush it all out. So then I like to put my products in while it's still relatively damp. I find if I put them in when it starts to get too dry, it makes my hair greasy. So the first thing I do is I take my split end product, and I use, it looks like a lot on camera, but it's not that much for all of this hair. So I put that in first, and I kind of start like on the ends and work my way up, because my damage sort of starts kind of mid-shaft, a little bit higher, just because, I mean, of course I've got blonde in there, and I do some heat styling, so that's where I find my hair tends to be drier and I get more the breakage like through the layers. So I put that in, work that all the way through, and then I take my Redken No Blow Dry Just Right cream. Like I said, they have 2 other kinds depending on your hair type. I know Matrix makes one as well. I think this is becoming like a popular trend. And then I use about that much. I have a lot of hair, keep that in mind. You don't want to use too much depending on how much hair you have. Even that was like maybe a little much, but that's okay. So then I work that just through like the ends. I don't want to take that up high, because when you actually go in to do the braids, it really only gets braided from like your ear down, unless you can do like a bomb French braid or something like that. But I wanted to do like a really simple
version of this that anybody could do no matter like your skill level. As I mentioned, I'm not a hairdresser. This is just how I've been doing my hair so I get less damage and not heat styling quite so often. And then right at the end, I go in with my serum. Like I said before, you could use any serum. I just find, because of the blonde and all of that, my ends get a little dry and fuzzy, so I just take like 1 pump of that and I just work it through like the absolute very ends, just because that's where it tends to get a little bit fuzzy. And when I do this, I do it planning on I'm not going to wash my hair again or style it again for the next 2 to 3 to 4 days, depending on you know, how active I was at the gym and different things like that. So at this point, I've got all my product through my hair, and I'm gonna let it dry a little bit. You could braid it now, but I have a lot of hair, as you can see, and if I braid it when it's still like this wet, it'll still be a little damp in the braids in the morning, and then it doesn't hold the wave quite so well. I want it to fully dry in the braid overnight. So I'm gonna let that dry about like halfway to fully dry, and then I'll come back and show you how I braid it. Again, very simple, doesn't need to look pretty, you're going to bed with it. So I'll be back in a little bit and we'll do the next step. Okay, so I'm back and my hair is slightly drier but still damp, so this will be the next step. So then I take a couple of just really small elastics. I get these ones from the dollar store. You could use regular elastics, really doesn't matter. So then you're just gonna do super simple, just regular braids. So my hair naturally parts pretty much right here on this side. So what I like to do so that I don't lose all my volume overnight is split it pretty much right down the middle, but slightly further over to this side, so that when I unbraid it in the morning and I flip my part over, I'm gonna have a little bit of lift right here so that it's not fully flat. That's just the way I like to do it. So if you part your hair down the middle normally, you might want to braid the top section separately or play around with your sectioning and see what gives you sort of the best result. This is like really quick. I'm like laying in bed right before I go to sleep and I just like whip my hair into a couple of just really simple braids. So then I just kind of split it in the back so I've got like an even amount of hair on both sides. So no judging my braiding skills, because I think I've mentioned multiple times in this video that I am not a hairdresser. So I just take, like I said, half of the hair and I do like just a plain old braid. I don't do it crazy tight because I do still want it to dry, but I'll do it a little bit tighter off the start and then I'll sort of pull it looser at the end just so that I can make sure I get the ends braided. And sometimes I run into a little bit of unevenness at the end because I do have a little bit of layering in my hair, so sometimes I can't get it braided all the way down as far as I'd like. So, and you don't want it to be too tight at the bottom either, because then you'll have like really tiny waves at the bottom and like loose waves on the top. So I just wrap the elastic around that. I try to go like far down towards the end with my elastic. Secure that at the bottom. And then I just kind of loosen it a little bit so that, like I said, the braids, like the waves aren't actually going to be too tight down. I just dropped my brush off my lap. At the bottom. So I always have this like weird piece that sticks out and I just like tuck it under. Again, it's not like a fashion look, it's a I'm going to bed look. So as you can see from my absolutely no makeup, I've like freshly washed my face. I did my hair mask. It's Sunday, so there's like a few things that I like to do for like little self-care things on Sundays. So I always do like my hair mask on Sunday. Otherwise, I'm like, which day did I do it? So I just kind of picked a day of the week because I know I want to do a hair treatment once a week. So you can see it's like really messy here, and like here, it doesn't matter. It's totally fine. It really doesn't matter. You're just trying to get that wave into the hair. So if you have like a messy bit sticking out, it doesn't matter. Unless you're gonna go somewhere with these braids in. I literally, like I said before, I just do this before bed. And if Clinton's like, let's go get a coffee or something like that, I usually will just pop like a hat on or something. It doesn't matter. It is not a fashion statement. I always have a little bit of a harder time on this side because I don't have as much hair on that side. Even with bringing the part over, this is my heavy hair side, so I always have a little bit harder time. It's always a little bit of a tighter braid on that side, but it doesn't matter. It always looks even in the end, so then I just do the same thing on this side. I kind of loosen the braid up a little bit, and that's it. So it looks crazy, but that doesn't matter. So this is it. Basically, I'm finishing up laundry, I'm going to make the bed and spend some time with my husband and do Sunday night things. And so tomorrow morning, I will check in with you guys and show you how it all finishes at the end. Okay guys, so it's the next morning. The braids are looking nice and crazy. I'm sleeping on them. So it's like 9 o'clock. So the braids have been in for about 12 hours. So everything's really fully dry. I get up, I had some breakfast, I put my no makeup on because I have nothing to do today. And so I'm going to take the braids out and show you what it looks like. So you could do this on really any length of hair. I would just suggest if you have shorter hair not to do your braids too tight, so you're going to have like really crazy small waves. I think it looks better when they're like bigger waves. And the trick with this is to not over handle it, because for me, when I do this, I'm gonna try and get multiple days without washing my hair and styling it again. Part of the whole point of this is trying to get less damage in my hair. Here comes Charlie. Hi honey. I know, nobody can see you. He's there, I swear. I'm just talking to myself. So this is what it looks like without doing anything to it. So my thing for this is if I brush it, it ruins everything. So that means today, tomorrow, the next day, as soon as I run a brush through it, it starts getting like fuzzy and crazy. So I literally just finger comb it. And remember I said yesterday how I normally part right here. So I brought it over a little bit further so that I could flip it and get a little bit of volume. So I'm just gonna run my fingers, like I'm not even fully like finger combing it. I'm more just separating the waves. So you can see, because I used that Redken product, it's got a really good wave to it, but it's still shiny and it's not fuzzy. So my hair texture isn't straight or curly, it's just fuzz. So then I just take this top section and I flip it over. It looks a little crazy when you first do it, like that's really wavy, but I just took braids out that were in for 12 hours. So as the day goes on, usually what I would do, I would get up, brush my teeth, wash my face, do all that, take the braids out, and as I'm doing my makeup, the waves will sort of settle down and turn into something a little less nuts. But in the meantime, I'll usually either like bring it over and wear it on one side, or just make sure that you're taking your braids out in time before you're leaving for work or something like that, so that it's not quite this wavy when you're first walking out the door. So that's the tutorial. It was super, super easy. This is something that a lot of people have asked me to do, so I hope this helped. I am not a hairdresser, nor do I claim to be. However, for me, this has been working really good. I definitely have noticed less damage in my hair. So I normally like to shower, wash my hair, do all those things at nighttime. So this has been working really well for me as far as just tossing it in a couple of braids. I get up in the morning, I take the braids out, I do my makeup, and I have like a really great beachy wave that wears for multiple days. Because it's a little bit tight on the first day, it'll loosen up a little more and more every day. So by
The third day, I can usually just do a little bit of dry shampoo or just pull up this top section and go from there, or wear it up for a day or two and get, you know, 3, 4, 5 days before I have to wash my hair. The only time I'm really heat styling now is if I don't have time or I don't have the energy to wash my hair at night and I end up doing it in the morning. That's the only time that I'm going in and I'm blow drying and I'm, you know, running the curling iron through it and all of that sort of stuff. So it's been really nice, A, to sleep in longer and have a little bit more time in the morning, and B, like I said, just no damage. And we're getting into like nicer weather now where the beachy look is really in. So it just works. Anyway, I really like it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks. Bye.